Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Watcher of Realms video. Guys, I'm going to call out 3 really cool rares in this game. I will say generally rares are not the way to go in Watcher of Realms. Their base stats are low. Even the ones that we get right from the start are going to be kind of like overpowered on your accounts pretty quick. Our initial healer, Camille, does a job for a while. Eventually, you're going to need to upgrade. Our initial mage, Voltus, does a decent job in Gear Raid 1 for a while and will help you through campaign. Eventually, you will need to upgrade. Their base stats are just a bit too low, and it means that they just die. They just die like super quick. Yeah, when you're looking at their base HPs and stuff, it just ends up being too low to be able to deal with some of the later game content. But there are 3 rares that I've spotted so far, which are very, very interesting. And generally, it's to do with their kit rather than a kind of difference in their stats and things. So one which I am using already is Na'vi. What a really cool little hero we've got here. She is a bit small, gotta say it. She can't quite find her way, but she found her way into my teams. So let's talk about it. What's going on? I've literally got her as 3-star. I promoted her one time because I wanted to get the unlock to Adventurous, which is an extra ability she's got here. I've got her completely naked. Yeah, I'm not using her for a gear or anything like that. I'm using her for a skill set. So a couple of things. She is pretty cheap to put out on the board. Yeah, so if we look at her cost here, it's 10, pretty low. And what's awesome is she's well worth that cost because you get it back really quick. Yeah, if you look at her ability, so her ultimate here, when it goes off, she's got the ultimate restores 8 cost. So you could literally do the first ult, get 8 cost back, and then refund her by removing her from the board, and you've made cost. Which you might think to yourself, well, I don't really need it. When you get further in this game, you need it. Yeah, Gear Raid 1, which is where I'm starting to get to some of the harder levels. The cost reduction here, or the cost benefit, is so strong. She's also giving 2 random allies from this ult an increased attack as well, which is pretty cool to be honest. But yeah, mainly you're using her for this ultimate ability. She comes in, if you book her out, and it's super cheap to book rares because we don't use that many rares. She comes in with 300 kind of like base mana, and it costs 500 mana to cast her ability. You may as well book her out and just kind of improve these base stats to make this work. Because actually, you get this ult off really quick. And this ult is going to be a game changer for you in terms of getting more units on the board quicker. Yeah, that's literally, she's just a space on your board to get your units on the board quicker and get your team moving, and then she gets removed. So very, very cool rare. Second rare I'm going to call out. This is probably one that you might have heard of because he's talked about a lot, honestly. But yeah, we've got Kook here, who is, he might be one of the only poisoners in the game. I don't recall seeing any others, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But for a rare, because of his poison ticks, he does a lot of damage. Now, this one's a bit different to what we've just seen there because we actually don't want to unlock his skills. We don't want to promote him and start to get the poison trap going. So yeah, it can mess you up when you're trying to fight in the artifact raids here. This is one of the areas where he's very good. So if we look at the map info, what we're going to fight, this is really cool, by the way, if you didn't know this was here. When we're fighting this dude, we basically don't want to use the trap in. We just want to be using that poison cannon ability on his A1. So you can use him in that fight there, the artifact raids, or you can use him in Guild Boss to big effect. Yeah, he gets this kind of A1 stacking of poison going off. So attacks an enemy, 30% chance to inflict poison. And poison's a max HP tick, similar to raid if you come from raid, and you can get up to 3 of those ticks on at any time. So really all you want to be doing, because he's going to have low base stats, get his HP up, try and get his attack speed up, because then he's going to have a faster rate of getting these A1s away, and really that's it. Keep him alive whilst he's doing poison ticks. You can use this guy right through to like Nightmare 2 clan boss, and he will do as much damage as probably any epic out there, maybe except Wrath. So really, really good rare to kind of bolster your team. And if you're early game, then he's almost like a definite have. I guess the higher the HP of the enemy, the more damage you get away from this. But it's still going to be super useful to have. The third one I'm going to call out, and I guess I've not mentioned it here, but don't sell off your lords, because it's sometimes you don't even use the lord. You just throw them in the team for their lord skill. Yeah, so anyone who's got this crown, you don't want to be selling them off. You just want to be using them for their lord ability, unless you get the epic version, in which case probably get rid. But yeah, make sure that you keep the lords. But the third one we're going to call out here is going to be this dude, Decimus. The Decimus, and actually Murder Inc.'s done a cool video on this. If you've not seen that, you should go and check that out. Basically, he's got an ability where he's able to become unkillable. So I think it's locked. Let me see where it comes up. Yeah, so Defiance here, it's a passive. You need to promote him to get it. Only promote him to level 1, though. But I would say, because of what you're going to be doing with him, yeah, I mean, maybe level 1's fine. But basically, once you unlock this, when HP drops to 0, the hero remains alive and continues to fight for 6 seconds. During this time, his attack is increased, blah, blah, blah. We don't really care about that. The main thing is that he won't die. There's a number of champions that actually have got this style ability, this like singular unkillable ability. Why that's good is when the guild boss is about to do his nuke, if you cannot break the shield on the guild boss, then you're basically going to get one shot. Your whole team will. And obviously at that point, your run ends. Now, cool thing I was seeing here, and I know a few people have done it, saw it in the Murder Inc. video. Basically, this dude, you take the rest of your units off the board and start to reset their cooldown. All the while, you leave one tank up who's just going to tank up the fight until you get to that point where you're about to get the nuke. Then you drop him on the board, and he will stay alive for that 6-second duration, just soaking up damage, can't die, okay? But in the meantime, you're then reapplying all of your units on the board to get another minute or minute and a half of damage away. It's a super interesting skill. As I say, there's other champions in the game that do it, other heroes. I know that I use my Baron for basically the same thing. He's got this unyielding, so again, does it better. But if you don't have Baron, or you don't have, one of the legendaries that do that skill, then actually that rare might be the difference between you getting, say, a 1 key on like Nightmare Clan Boss, or having to use 2 keys. So definitely worth a look. But there you go, guys. 3 insane rares, all with very different use cases. But that's why I'm liking Watcher of Realms, because it's actually, once you get past just smashing up campaign and trying to push in gear raids and stuff, you then get into the strategy of what heroes do I need to bring which do something quite unique to push me onto the next level. And that's a really cool thing to do. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.